Tamal Krishna Goswami Namine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyatya Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So thank you very much for your kind association and gathering of the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. I think everybody feel that this is a really happy time in our life, right? Everybody agrees that. One thing that Krishna plays his another energy also he utilizes, external energy, that every one of us may be at a different stage of our devotional practices and our spiritual advancement, but everybody feel complacence that, I'm doing okay. Maya is so strong that even if we will derail from the path of devotions, we will never be able to notice. We will feel that I'm doing okay. There's problem somewhere else. That is our nature for so many lifetimes that we are keeping envy against Krishna. We don't want to surrender. And this is not just the first life that we are living. But by having this type of programs, it gives us some glimpse. Actually, when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and if you think not the downward, but if you look always the upward, that what is going in the spiritual world, that everybody is so busy engaging in Krishna's service. There is no scarcity of devotional practices there. These Siddha Purusha are rendering 24 hours a day. They never feel tired. They never feel like, okay, I need a break. They feel rejuvenated and they feel so blissful to render the devotional practices. So as long as we will maintain our mentality within this material world, what we see around, it will hamper our devotions. But we have to become intelligent enough to always look for the upper planetary system, what is happening. 75% of the creation is worshipping Krishna by their heart. There is no other thing in their life except serving Krishna. They never feel satisfied. If they have to do something else, they don't want to do it. And sometimes because of our complacent natures, if he's, always Vaishnava nature is to leave the place cleaner than what we found. But a lot of the time, we don't put it into the practice. And sometimes we may feel temple is clean, what can I do? It's, it's clean. But we can see you go to the Seva Kunja, still the tradition is coming down. In Seva Kunja, if you go today also, the Brajvasis are brooming the Raj, that they can get the dust of Krishna. That's the consciousness. It's not that it's dirty, but they want to render some service wherever you find. But for us, it's difficult. And that's the reason that when we chant the holy name of the Lord, we have no attractions, or our attention is not like a single-minded toward the holy name, because our activity is engaged 24 hours a day, not related to Krishna. It's Ritadwaj Maharaj used to say that we want to be permanent in non-existent permanent nature. We are trying to do something which is impossible to do. And we think that we are still happy, which is a most ignorance on our part. We are not happy. Today, our theme is how to take shelter of the holy name. How can we say that we have taken a shelter of the holy name? In our devotional practice, when we want to chant the holy name, it's recommended that we should wake up in the Brahma Muhurta time and we should attend the Mangala Arati, and we should 5 to 7, you concentrate on the holy name. That's our business. Nobody is working 5 to 7. That time is invaluable. If we cannot chant during the 5 and 7, do you think with the hectic home style life duty that we have to perform, that we will be able to concentrate on the holy name? No. We have to put a priority in our life. I don't want to speak too much, but I felt that after hearing so many things in our life, what will require in our life to become sincere in our devotional practice? What will need that we will become really try to improve on our devotional practices? I would like to share some of I'm really a really fallen soul, somehow by the mercy of Prabhupada and my Guru Maharaj, that I was engaged in the devotional practices, and I'm very indebted to them for life after life. I will never be able to repay what they have done to me. If you see anything good in me, it's because of them. If you see something bad, that I will have to correct myself. I have a long way to go. But one thing that I have done was, I feel that all the devotee must do, reveal our heart to our spiritual master. When I take the initiation, I was lucky enough that Tamal Krishna Maharaj came, Radha Krishna Prabhu was also staying at my home for 4 or 5 days. And I took that opportunity to reveal everything, whatever I have done wrong in my life, whatever I have intentions to do in my life. I wrote him, give him the checkbook, sign, to give him whatever he wants to take from my life. And what it brings is that you become closer. Your spiritual master should know who you are, how he will be able to help you if you don't want to reveal anything. By just serving, when Guru Maharaj come, I have seen that the devotee become really enthused to take care of him, cook the prasadam serving. That's very nice. But unless and until we connect from our heart with our spiritual master, what is the hope for advancement? I was lucky enough that I was able to share everything with him. And I accepted him. I told him at that time, I was living in a big house with swimming pool and everything. And I told Guru Maharaj that I don't have a father. Now I have accepted you, so I want to reveal everything to you. And please guide me and protect me. So unless and until we become ready to follow, how he will be able to even give the instructions? Because we have seen in today's life that if some disciple, if the Guru chastises him, he will feel offended, or he will feel that why my Guru Maharaj did it to me. What I did wrong, like this. So all of us, we don't know how long our spiritual master with us. We have to take utmost care to take the association. Association means to get really, really deep meaning of our spiritual life. Because they have walked through the path, they can see where we are. But unless and until we show the desire to advance in spiritual life, how can they guide us? Something like chanting, if you want to chant, it says that you should prepare night before. If you're going to chant today 5 to 7, then you should go to the bed very early, read some scripture that you feel connected to Krishna, or read Krishna book, so your mind is ready. And then you wake up in the morning, then you come, and maybe that mind will subdue other thoughts and allow you to penetrate to the holy name. So what to speak of all the things that we are doing, the activities? It's not that by just hoping that come to the temple and chant the holy name without any offense and with full attention, it's impossible. It's a life preparation. We have to mold our life in such a way that we should feel proud that in this life, if our death come tomorrow, who knows? Like my sister's son-in-law, I just visited them a month ago. They live in New York. They were very happy. He was only 53-year-old, watching TV. And suddenly he told his son, please call 911. And right in front of the complex, Starbucks shopping center was there. So the ambulance was right there. They were in his apartment within 3 minutes, but he didn't survive. So how do we know that we have the life? I'm gonna give you at the end 3 things that it has helped me, and I feel that maybe it can help you also. So I'm gonna say at the end 3 things. If I forget, remind me. By seeing those things in our life, we can really realize that this life is really, really temporary. If we don't become serious today, what is the guarantee that we will become tomorrow? One thing that I have done in my life, when Gurudev came to my home, always we have to become detached in our life for Krishna. So I made a vow that every time my Guru Maharaj come, it's so auspicious that he step into my house, I'll give him $1,000 every time. And the day that I took initiation, during that time, he visited 5 times. Without hesitations, I give $1,000, $1,000, $1,000. Until he left the world, he visited my house, I always give him that money. So we have to have some determinations and don't deviate. I have never had any difficulty. And one thing I can assure you that before that I was a businessman. I may have been multimillionaire by this time, but by Gurudev mercy, he saved me from that material trap. But since then, I have never made more than 50,000 in my life. But still, I have ample of money that I can retire. I used to save from the 50,000 for my children's educations, for my retirement and everything. So once we really, how do we know that we are taking shelter if we don't give Krishna a chance to play in our life? The way that we are living the life is we manage everything. Whatever little by our own whims we want to do, we come to the temple and render the devotional service. When we feel, I don't want to do, we don't do it. Even when we do it, we don't do with the attentions. Very, very awkward situations we are in. This is the Kali Yuga. And if you give up your standard, the next standard will become your standard. And if you are not careful, if you go further down, that's your standard. And slowly we will degrade so much. So many people tried in different yugas, so many hard ways to attain the love of God. But we are so fortunate that just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with full attentions, we can get the same benefit. We can go to the Goloka Vrindavan after this life. But goal must be set. And we must follow that rigidly. All other things we should put aside. Principle we should follow so nicely. Holy name is so sweet in reality. But because we have so many priorities in our life, we are missing this thing. And if we don't create the taste at this stage of our life, what is the hope? Every day our body is becoming old. Today I'm functioning good. Tomorrow I may have some disease. Maybe I may be not able to even walk. I may be not able to chant. Who knows? One thing that I'm very happy, that Nila Madhava is so merciful, that whoever has come to take shelter of him, even visiting the temple, he has been so merciful. When I see the devotees' life in Houston community, what he has not given to them. So nicely they are living. Their children has the opportunity to put in a Gurukul, Goswami academies. All this facility has been given to them. How do we know that we are not utilizing all the good karma that we have done and we are deriving the benefit, utilizing all this positive bank balance? And if we want to succeed in our devotional practice, what will happen in the next life? We don't know. We may have no roof to stay under. So really, my message to all of you, that particularly when I speak something is basically implied to me because I'm most fallen. But let's become serious. If we will not take up seriously, every day the sun rises, sun goes and sunset, we are losing the time. The time we have is we should utilize. Otherwise, it will go away very, very quickly. You know, I can't think of it how my 67 years has been gone already. But take something in your heart, like we read that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has described the 6 steps of surrender. Humility we must carry. We should never feel proud of our own because we have nothing, actually. Only by the grace of Krishna and Guru that whatever we have. And then we should dedicate our life to assist the activity that our spiritual master has taken up on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. I was listening to Goswami Maharaja lecture and he was talking about that we should have a faith. And he really describes so nicely. Faith means what? He said, faith means that we read the scripture, when we hear from the spiritual master, when we hear from the saintly person, we should be completely convinced of the subject matter, of the instructions, what they are giving. That's called faith. So, every one of us can analyze where we are on the scale of faith. How much instructions that I'm following what it says in the scripture. How much instructions I'm following what my Guru Maharaj is saying. How much instructions I'm following what my Siksha Guru and other devotees, saintly persons are telling us. That's the barometer of our faith. And if you don't have a faith strong, then it's so many other influence will come. In my life, 2 things has really helped me. One is Raghunath Das Goswami, that he says in the Manaha Siksha book. He described Kama and Prema. And Raghunath Das Goswami has very wonderfully stated that anything, Kama means not just the desire for the sense enjoyment between man and woman, that's not Kama. Raghunath Das Goswami has described Kama means any activity that we perform has no relations with Krishna, is Kama. We can analyze our life. Are we having any activity related to love or Kama? Another Rupa Goswami has said that nectar of instructions mean all the scripture, revealed scripture. He selected 11 verses for the purpose that we should really meditate on those instructions of Rupa Goswami, because we are Rupanugas. If we cannot follow the Rupa Goswami, do you think that we have a chances to get the love of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna and Radha? No. It says, Rupa Goswami says in the second verse, nectar of instruction, Atyahara Prayasascha. Prajalpo Niyama Agraha Janasangascha Lolyamcha Sadbir Bhaktir Vinaksete. That these 6 activities, if we are engrossed, it will destroy your devotions. What are those activities? Atyahar. Eating more than necessary, collecting more than necessary, prayasascha. We know it's very, very difficult to attain whatever the material opulence we have. And we work for it, even though we don't succeed. So many times, even after working so hard, there is no good result. But something within us is there to pull us to work so hard. Prajalpo, which has no relation with Krishna, we speak so many things. Our mind we utilize for so many activities, has no relations. Niyamahagraha, because we have taken initiation, we feel obliged to come to the temple, do worship, just for sake of doing. I'm not talking about all of you, but for myself. We have no real attractions to really render the service. We are just doing as a sake of doing something. Janasangascha. We have still a lot of attractions for the worldly activities. We engross, we have so much interest. If something comes up, we will be the first one to attend. But if something spiritual activity comes at the temple, we feel that it's okay. I have to go on, I have already gone on Sunday. It's okay if I miss Monday. Association is very important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu really liked the renunciations from his followers. Raghunath Das Goswami was brought up in a very rich family. He gave up everything. Then he kept one quilt, was given by his mother. And when it was a cold day, Raghunath Das Goswami was putting the quilt on his body. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just looked at him with the glance. Raghunath Das Goswami felt that this is not quilt for me. So he gave it out the quilt and get the torn one for him. And we can see that Raghunath Das Goswami, like how deeply he became detached with these things. So these are the realizations just for our hearing and hear from this ear and take it out? Or should we consume in our heart? If you cannot follow, at least pray to Krishna, that please get me out of this deep attachment that I'm carrying. Prahlad Maharaj, he has the undisputed kingdom. Nobody can remove him from this post. But he was able to give up the kingdom very happily, with lots of treasuries, all these things that we are hankering for. He has available at his feet. He gave up voluntarily. Why? Because he has deep-rooted attractions for the holy name and to render devotional practices. So these great examples, when we read from Srimad Bhagavatam, it has to churn our feeling in our heart. When we hear something, don't hear and let it go. Because we may have attended so many japa retreats, but if after the japa retreat is no tangible change in your chanting, then you must check, did I really hear something? Every day, devotional practice must take a new step. It's not stagnant, our Acharya says. And Krishna reciprocate. Krishna has an unlimited power. He has unlimited energy. Who could be the other best friend than Krishna? He can provide everything what we need. We don't have to look for any other shelter. Become surrender to his directions. And what he's asking is chant his holy name purely. When we chant, we should have no other thought. We should completely hear the holy names and become fully attentive. I was going to give you a couple of hints from tomorrow, that as we are chanting 64 round tomorrow, my humble request that all of you should bring one piece of paper and pencil with you. Do me a favor. You chant the round. Anytime your mind goes away from chanting, you put a tick mark. Whenever, maybe, I have seen that even to finish one Mahamantra, the mind will go 2-3 times. Maybe for me, not for you. We will see tomorrow. But every time that you have other thought, any thought comes, you put a tick mark and you will see your paper will get filled up. And each tick mark is equivalent to one lifetime. So when you make the tick mark, then at the end of the 64 round, you count and make sure that this is life, that many lives we have to come. There is no other way. Process has been given. But if you cannot follow, then you come. That's your choice. So how can we able to reduce those tick marks? Before I say something, I want to make some commitment in your mind. I want you to meditate with all of us. I want to meditate, close everybody, their eyes. Just think that that may be the last day. And I want to check yourself that if you have to phrase Krishna at this moment, would you be able to ask him, Krishna, please help me? Have you done that dedication in your life that you can call him for help? Just meditate for a couple of minutes. And then I want you to meditate that, pray to Krishna that whatever the desire come in my mind, please help me to achieve those, and I'll give you those desire after 2 minutes. So please go into the meditation stage. Hare Krishna. So when Goswami Maharaja was alive, I was fortunate to work under him for 10 years. And you know the nature of Goswami Maharaj, that how perfect he will need. So whatever you see something that good on me, because he trained me so nicely. And couple of incidents were there, that he will have a meeting of the devotees in his quarter, and then he will say that Syamasundara will speak something. Please listen to him and consider that every word is coming out from his mouth is I'm speaking through him. Other time, we went for a mission in Fiji. Gurudev was training me, and we went to the Fiji. We landed in the Lambasa, small island, and there is a ground floor is a temple room where they hold the satsang, and temple was on the second floor. Gurudev didn't visit Fiji for many years. So everybody was so jubilant, so happy. We were 50 devotees traveling with Gurudev. And at the airport, even they will garland each and every devotee at the airport. So nice. So he went to the Lambasa temple, and everybody was so happy to hear Gurudev. And Gurudev says, I'm so happy that I'm among you now. But he said, today the address will be done by Syamasundara. And Gurudev personally went to all other second floor and everywhere to tell the devotees that if you are not serving directly Krishna, you must go and listen to Syamasundara. For some time, I have in my heart that we have built a beautiful temple, but it's empty. Other thing he told me, that never run the temple in negative. Make a substantial progress. And I think by his grace we were able to do. But he sees the spiritual atmosphere, and he is really telling me for 1 month, please share with everyone. Don't forget the path, what you have chosen voluntarily. Nobody has forced you to become a devotee. So I am able to say whatever I'm going to say, just say that it is also coming from the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, also confirmed with Ramapada Maharaj, that I would like to speak from my heart. And that day, Gurudev didn't even tell me that I would have to speak to the audience. And he trained me, and he gave me always, Syamasundara never prepared for a class. You just say whatever you have in your heart. So, taking his blessings, I want to say 3 things. You may not like it. You may feel awkward, very difficult, but I'm going to say it. If we are looking for the taste to chant the holy name, 3 things we must do. First, please be attentive. When you wake up in the morning, always think, today is my last day of my life. See what it can change. All the things that we are unable to do, you will be able to do with full force. Second, member comes, that's well and good. But devotee must attend 5 days in the morning program. Come in the association of the devotees and chant the round. At home, what kind of atmosphere here you have to convince me that you can chant attentively at your home? It's not that hard. You come in the morning, you can wear the pant and shirt. It doesn't have to be dhoti. Come in pant and shirt 5 days a week. Chant 5 to 7. Take a darshan and go to the work. If you have to go work early, you can leave at 6:30. Dedicating that one single activity will remove all the obstacles. If you come in the morning, if you are living far, you have to drive 5 days. The thought will come, what it happened to me 20 years ago. I was living in a beautiful house. I was coming every day to Mangalarti before I took the initiation even. I was thinking why I will have to wake up 2:30 in the morning. If I live near the temple, I can wake up at 4 and still I can attend Mangalarti. Those things must come in our life. If you come, then all this, your thought process will get straightened out in your life just by doing one good thing. Come in the morning, because you will come in the morning, you have wake up in the morning. You will work very hard because your boss is not going to let you go. And by the time you go home, you are so sick and tired that you have no other motive but to go to sleep. And you wake up in the morning and come. Automatically you will be disconnected with all these things that we are becoming attached automatically. Show your dedications to the temple. I say everybody should give from next month $200 a month. One thing I can assure you, whatever pledge you are doing, continue that, give $200 more. I'm retired, from this month I'm going to start giving $200 a month more. Why? Because unless and until we see it, Krishna will give us so much money that you will feel that, hey, if I have done this, what Syamasundara says, I might have donated so much money to the temple. Krishna gives us so much money. Don't worry about it. You just take the faith and do it. Then all the registrants who has registered for the Japa retreat, if they give $200, whatever the deficit we have in the temple will be solved. We are taking interest. We are trying to take the shelter, but we don't want to take care of the home. Sometimes I hear from the initiated devotees even, temple has the money. How will the temple get the money? Somebody must have sacrificed. It doesn't come from the sky. So somebody has sacrificed so much. Why don't you sacrifice something? How about you, what you are doing? This is the basic principle that we have come in this material world. We cannot see the glorification of Krishna. We see Krishna has the money, I want to keep more. What a tendency. Even the initiated devotees, I have heard it by my own ear. No hope. No hope to the spiritual world. Keep your activity clean. Your life should be exemplary. You think of it always, if I do any actions in my life, one thing my Gurudev taught, that dedicate your life. So every action I do, I always remember Gurudev. I'm dedicating this for the moment or by myself. When I decided to move in the neighborhood, I was thinking that why I want to be selfish myself. I should bring more devotee with me. So I purchased the land. We got Kuvera Prabhu, Murlidhar Chakradhari Prabhu, Gornitai Prabhu. We bought the land, $36,000. I sat at the exact cost, present to them. Be clear in your mind what you are trying to do. If you want to do something, dedicate that activity for the pleasure of the God. 5 years ago, where we see the guest house where Ramgiridhari Prabhu is living, that person knows me very well. He said, Syam, would you want to buy that house? I said, yes, I want to buy, but not for me. That house 5 years ago, I bought for $45,000. It's worth $600,000 now. I didn't have $45,000, I had it. But my Guru Maharaj told me, every activity you do, you must have a dedication to the temple, no other business. I'm so happy. I am engaged, somehow or other by managerial duties. Yesterday, I was having a Swatis witness. Swati was there with the very Swati. We were taking lunch nicely with the marketing guy. And call came from Piti Gopi Mataji that register cash, the credit card machine is not working. I give up my lunch. I never had the lunch. So many times I have missed that, but I realize it. Krishna called, and that's the topmost priority. And then you see that how your life will develop. We must be able to say from our heart, my Guru Maharaj told me that your life should be like a mirror. And some member has a doubt, I can show my checkbook. Since I moved out to the US, I have kept all that logbook of my checkbook. So nobody can see that this person has manipulated money. This is what the devotion is. If we are looking for our own benefit, then we can do so many things other. But when we want to become a devotees and we want to give life to Krishna, then we have to become sincere. Then you will see the holy name, even if you will become sick, even if you won't be able to utter a single word, there is a complete satisfaction in your heart. That it says, Prabhupada says, that even if you don't remember Krishna, Krishna will come to remind you. He will give you a darshan like Bhishma Dev. But we must be ready to receive that mercy. So I will stop here because my time is up. But thank you very much for listening. And I still request those three things that we must follow. That all the first thing, remember in the morning that today is the last day. Try to come 5 days in the Mangala Aarti and give $200 donation every month, whatever you have not done. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So until Maharaj comes, anybody has any practical questions about chanting? I'll be more than happy because I have little experience by the mercy of my spiritual master, so I can.
One second, let me turn it.
So, do you hear me? So, Syamasundara Prabhu mentioned that when the chanting time, so if someone does the same thing at home, 5 to 7, which I do, does it have same effect coming here or staying home and doing it in the morning, or it give better effect if someone come at the temple?
The one thing will happen if you do at your home, you will sleep some days because nobody is watching you.
Oh, okay.
But if you are showing the face to Srila Prabhupada, he will be very happy.
Okay.
And he will give you the blessings.
Okay.
So then we can be able to chant nicely.
Thank you.
Deity worship at home and the deity in the temple has a huge difference.
This is an opportunity to ask Shanti. You don't get it very often.
हरे कृष्णा। to last week I did only one round of chanting, and only today I started 12 rounds of chanting. When I started, if I have did the tick mark, I think one book is not enough. How to reduce the
You follow my 3 instructions.
It's not a question, it's just a comment. I felt so nice when you said that your Guru Maharaj saved you from becoming a multi-millionaire. I mean, it's not an easy thing to even consider it as a blessing. So I take home that as a message for me.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Small devotees like me, we are struggling to do 16 rounds a day. So tomorrow we are planning to do 64 rounds. So I'm thinking about the quantity will increase, and if we continue to aim at doing more than 16 rounds a day, quality gets impacted. So is there any relation between quantity and quality?
I will give most deference to the quality. Actually, I will show you also that recently I have some meditation when I chant how we should utilize these bits when we chant the holy name. But please focus on the quality. If your quality is good, quantity will increase definitely. But don't try to shoot for the quantity. When you can chant nicely, automatically Krishna will allow you to chant more round. So I will give a preference even to the 16 round. Our Acharya says we should start with the Granthi. Granthi means 4. We should start with 4 round and then make it 8 round, 12 round and 16 round, like that, in 4 increment of 4. So I will give preference to quality and the quantity. Any other has any questions?
Hare Krishna. When we are tired or when we are sleepy and we still have our rounds, how do we manage to focus on the quality?
That's the reason you have to wake up in the morning, go to bed early, read Krishna book, and that way you have the strength. So one more thing that I would like to say, when we chant the round, there are 20 beats is given, right? Always when you buy this counter beat, it's come 20. So you tie 16 on one side and 4 on other side. I recommend that you should use these 4 when you chant, like I have this. You go up and down this. Like if I, like this one, I begin in the morning, 1 round, then you move this. 2nd round, you move this. 3rd round, you move this. And 4th round, you move this. Then you move on this 1 beat, like this. That means